My beloved child, stop scrolling for just a moment. Don't skip this message, because something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear feels ordinary at first, but before this message reaches its end, you may understand why this moment found you today. Stay till the end, because every sentence is connected to the next, and every detail leads to a revelation that very few people ever expect. Your special person recently found themselves remembering the past, not because they wanted to return to it, but because they needed to understand how far they had truly come. Without realizing it, they began comparing the person they once knew with the person you have become in their life. That comparison started quietly, almost accidentally, but what they discovered surprised even them. The first memory that came to their mind was not about happiness or excitement. It was about how difficult it once felt to be truly understood. They remembered conversations that ended without answers, moments where silence created distance instead of peace, and days when they questioned whether genuine connection even existed. Then your name entered their thoughts. Suddenly, the comparison became impossible to ignore. They realized that whenever they thought about you, they felt something completely different. Instead of confusion, they felt calm. Instead of uncertainty, they felt hope. Instead of wondering whether someone truly cared, they found themselves believing that sincerity could still exist. Don't skip this part, because something huge is waiting for you, and the next realization changed everything. As the comparison continued, they noticed details they had never paid attention to before. They remembered the way you listened without rushing to judge. They remembered how your presence made ordinary conversations feel meaningful. They realized that with you, they never had to pretend to be someone else. That realization stayed with them much longer than expected. It echoed through their thoughts during quiet moments, during busy hours, and even when they tried to focus on something completely different. Every road somehow led back to the same conclusion. The difference between the past and the present was greater than they had ever imagined. Then another surprising thought appeared. They realized they had spent so much time searching for extraordinary signs that they almost missed the quiet qualities that matter most. They compared patience. They compared kindness. They compared honesty. They compared the feeling of being accepted exactly as they were. Every comparison pointed in the same direction. They discovered that what they admired most was not something dramatic or impossible. It was consistency. It was the feeling that someone could bring peace without demanding attention. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this realization became impossible for them to ignore. The comparison became even deeper when they looked back at difficult moments. They remembered how challenges once created distance. But when they imagined those same situations with you in the picture, they saw something completely different. They imagined understanding instead of misunderstanding. They imagined conversations instead of silence. They imagined encouragement instead of doubt. Little by little, the picture became clearer. It was no longer about comparing two different people. It became a comparison between two completely different experiences. That difference changed the way they looked at everything. For a long time, they believed that certain feelings only existed in stories. They believed that comfort, trust, and emotional peace were rare gifts that only a few people ever experienced. But while thinking about you, they quietly admitted something to themselves that they had never spoken aloud. They realized that you had become the standard by which they measured sincerity. Without planning to, without forcing it, you had changed their understanding of what a meaningful connection could feel like. Don't skip now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next realization surprised them more than every thought before it. They began asking themselves unexpected questions. Why did thoughts of you remain so clear even after busy days? Why did simple memories carry so much emotional weight? Why did your smallest acts of kindness remain unforgettable while louder moments from the past slowly faded away? They searched for answers, but every answer led to the same truth. The qualities they once overlooked had become the qualities they valued the most. The comparison no longer felt difficult. It felt obvious. Then came a moment they never expected. Instead of remembering what they had lost in the past, they started appreciating what they had discovered in the present. That shift changed everything inside them. Their attention moved away from old disappointments and toward new possibilities. They realized that genuine respect feels different. Real encouragement feels different. Honest conversations feel different. They recognized those differences because of you. Whether they admitted it aloud or not, your influence had quietly reshaped the way they viewed relationships, trust, and emotional connection. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The most surprising part had not happened yet. After all those comparisons, after every memory, every question, and every realization, they reached one conclusion that refused to leave their heart. They discovered that your greatest quality was not something dramatic that everyone could immediately see. It was the way you made people feel safe to be themselves. That feeling stayed with them long after every conversation ended. It remained during silent moments. It remained during ordinary days. It remained even when life became busy. As they reflected even more deeply, they smiled without realizing it. The comparison that began as a simple thought had turned into a powerful discovery. They understood that the past had taught lessons, but you had inspired hope. The past showed them what was missing, while you showed them what was possible. That difference was greater than they could have imagined. And as this realization settled into their heart, they quietly admitted something they never expected to say. They were no longer comparing you to anyone. They were comparing everyone else to you. That was the revelation that surprised them the most, and what happens next may surprise you even more. A quiet truth is about to unfold, and this is the part almost no one sees coming. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your special person believed they had already reached their final conclusion, but the comparison did not stop there. Instead, it became even more personal. They stopped comparing memories and started comparing feelings. That was the moment everything changed. They realized that memories can fade, but the way someone makes your heart feel leaves a mark that time cannot easily erase. Every time your name crossed their mind, they felt a sense of peace that they could never fully explain. They began replaying conversations in their mind. Not because they were searching for mistakes, but because they suddenly noticed something they had completely overlooked before. You never tried to become someone else just to impress them. You remained genuine. You remained patient. You remained consistent. They remembered how different that felt. Instead of feeling exhausted after talking with you, they felt lighter. Instead of questioning your intentions, they found themselves trusting your words more and more. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next realization completely surprised them. Then came a moment of complete honesty. They admitted to themselves that they had once confused excitement with connection. They thought that unpredictable moments were the sign of something meaningful. But now they understood the difference. Real connection did not create constant uncertainty. Real connection created confidence, comfort, and quiet happiness. That realization pointed directly toward you. They could no longer ignore it. Every comparison ended with the same answer. As they continued thinking, another memory suddenly appeared. They remembered a small conversation with someone close to them. During that conversation, they were unexpectedly asked a simple question: who makes you feel most like yourself? They paused for a long time before answering. Many names could have come to mind, but only one stayed in their thoughts. Yours. That answer surprised even them. It arrived naturally, without hesitation, and it revealed something they had been trying to understand for a long time. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. The comparison had now reached a point where they could no longer pretend it was just another passing thought. They started noticing how often they smiled whenever they imagined your future instead of their past. They noticed that when they pictured important moments ahead, your presence somehow appeared in those visions without being invited. That realization quietly changed the direction of their heart. They also realized something even deeper. They had spent too much time measuring people by words instead of actions. But when they looked at you, they saw kindness reflected through simple gestures, honesty shown through consistency, and respect expressed without needing attention. Those qualities slowly became impossible to replace. They understood that true value is often quiet. It does not need to announce itself. It simply remains steady, even when everything else changes. Then came the revelation that completely caught them off guard. They realized they were no longer asking whether you were different from the past. They were asking whether anyone else could ever make them feel the same sense of peace that you naturally created. The answer remained the same every single time. They searched through every memory, every experience, and every comparison, yet nothing truly matched what they felt when thinking about you. At that very moment, something inside them shifted forever. They stopped looking backward. Instead, they started wondering what tomorrow could look like if you continued walking beside them. That thought stayed with them longer than expected. It followed them through ordinary moments. It appeared during quiet evenings. It returned when they least expected it. The more they tried to ignore it, the stronger it became. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happened next may be the biggest surprise of all. They quietly admitted that comparing you to their past had actually revealed something about themselves. They realized they had changed. They had grown. They had learned to value qualities they once overlooked. And the person who inspired that change without even trying was you. The story is far from over. Their heart is still uncovering truths they never expected to face. The comparison has already ended, but the discoveries have only just begun. The next revelation will explain why your special person can no longer look at you the same way again, and that truth is even more surprising than everything you have heard so far. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Just when it seemed the story had revealed everything, another hidden truth quietly surfaced. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your special person believed they had finally answered every question in their heart, but one unexpected moment changed everything once again. It happened during an ordinary day when they heard a familiar phrase that instantly reminded them of you. Without planning it, they stopped what they were doing and began thinking about the comparison one last time. What followed became the most unforgettable realization of all. They remembered how they once believed that impressive words were the strongest proof of affection. But after thinking deeply, they discovered something far more valuable. The people who truly leave a lasting mark are not always the loudest. They are the ones whose actions continue speaking long after the conversation has ended. That was the difference they found in you. Your kindness did not disappear after one moment. Your respect did not depend on circumstances. Your sincerity remained steady, and that consistency became impossible to overlook. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As these thoughts became clearer, they realized they had unknowingly started protecting the memories they shared with you. Even the smallest details suddenly felt meaningful. A simple conversation, an encouraging word, a shared laugh, or a quiet moment together carried more value than they had ever admitted before. They understood that these memories continued bringing comfort even when nothing else around them remained the same. Then something completely unexpected happened. Someone casually asked them what they appreciated most in another person. Without thinking, they described qualities they admired: honesty, patience, understanding, encouragement, loyalty, and calmness. Halfway through their answer, they suddenly paused. They realized they were not describing an imaginary person at all. Every quality they had just listed reminded them of you. That realization left them completely silent. They had compared you to the past, but now they were using you as the example of what they hoped every meaningful connection could become. The comparison reached its deepest point when they finally admitted a truth they had never spoken aloud. They realized they no longer wanted to hold on to old chapters simply because they were familiar. Instead, they wanted to move towards something genuine, something built on trust instead of uncertainty. Every path in their thoughts pointed in the same direction. Every answer somehow returned to you. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. The next discovery surprised them even more than the first comparison. They noticed that whenever they imagined future achievements, celebrations, peaceful evenings, or meaningful milestones, your presence naturally appeared beside those moments. They never forced those images to happen. They simply arrived on their own. That unexpected pattern revealed something they had never fully understood before. Their heart had quietly begun making room for a future that looked very different from the past. As the comparison finally came to an end, they smiled to themselves. They realized that the greatest difference was not about who said the nicest words or created the biggest moments. It was about who inspired growth, hope, and confidence without asking for recognition. They understood that you had done exactly that. You had become someone who encouraged them simply by being authentic. That realization carried more emotional weight than they ever expected. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because one final thought entered their heart before they walked away from every comparison forever. They quietly admitted that the greatest surprise was not discovering how different you were from their past. The greatest surprise was discovering how much they themselves had changed because of knowing you. You had raised their expectations without even trying. You had shown them that peace could be stronger than confusion, that consistency could be more powerful than excitement, and that genuine care could leave a deeper impression than temporary emotions. Now the comparison is over, but a brand new chapter is beginning. Your special person is no longer looking backward for answers. They are looking forward with new understanding, new appreciation, and a completely different perspective. The biggest revelation has not been spoken aloud yet, and when that final truth is finally revealed, it may become the most unforgettable moment of this entire journey. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Everything changed with one final realization that no one could have predicted. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your special person believed the comparison was finally over, but one quiet evening, a single thought returned and refused to leave. It was not about the past anymore. It was not about old memories or old emotions. It was about you. For the first time, they stopped asking, who was different, and started asking, who truly made my life better? That one question unlocked a truth they had never been brave enough to face. They replayed every meaningful conversation they had ever shared with you. They noticed something remarkable. Whenever they remembered your words, they also remembered how they felt afterward. They felt encouraged. They felt understood. They felt calmer than before. They realized those feelings had become rare, and because they were rare, they had become incredibly valuable. The comparison that once seemed so important suddenly became very simple. It was no longer about choosing between two people. It was about recognizing the difference between temporary emotions and lasting peace. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they reflected even more deeply, another unexpected discovery appeared. They remembered moments when they doubted themselves. During those moments, they realized your presence had never added more uncertainty. Instead, you had quietly inspired confidence. You never needed grand promises to leave an unforgettable impression. The smallest acts of sincerity had spoken louder than anything else. That realization surprised them because they finally understood that genuine character often reveals itself in ordinary moments. Then came the most unforgettable comparison of all. They compared how they felt after every chapter of their life. Some memories left them tired. Some left unanswered questions. Some slowly disappeared with time. But every memory connected to you carried something completely different. It carried hope. Even after difficult days, your memory reminded them that kindness still existed. Your influence remained long after every conversation had ended. They had never expected one person to leave such a quiet yet lasting impact. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Their heart then whispered a truth they could no longer ignore. They realized they had been searching for extraordinary signs while overlooking the greatest one of all. The greatest sign was not excitement. It was consistency. It was the way you remained true to yourself. It was the way your respect never depended on circumstances. It was the way your kindness never asked for recognition. Those qualities became impossible to replace. Then everything became clear. They understood that comparing you to the past had actually answered a much bigger question. They discovered what they truly valued in another person. They discovered what made them feel safe, appreciated, and understood. Every answer pointed back to you. Every comparison reached the same conclusion. You had quietly become the standard they measured every meaningful connection against, and they never even noticed when that happened. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final revelation arrived without warning. They realized that if they had never looked back, they would never have recognized how extraordinary the present had become. Looking back did not make them miss yesterday. It made them appreciate today. Instead of reminding them of what they had lost, it revealed what they had found. That realization filled their heart with a level of gratitude they had never experienced before. Now they no longer compare your kindness to anyone else's. They no longer compare your patience, your honesty, or your quiet strength. They simply appreciate them for what they are. They understand that some people enter your life to teach lessons, while others quietly change the way you see the future. In their heart, you became that rare person who transformed expectations without asking for anything in return. And now the greatest surprise of this entire journey stands before them. After comparing you with every memory they once held on to, they reached one powerful conclusion that changed everything forever. They did not discover that you were simply different. They discovered that you had become unforgettable. That is why your special person can no longer look at you through the lens of the past. They now see you as someone who brought a new beginning where they once expected another ending. Don't skip. Stay till the very end of this journey, because something huge has been revealed. The comparison is over. The truth is clear. And the story that began with memories has ended with appreciation, hope, and a future that looks brighter than they ever imagined.